been a while. It's been a while. But been enjoying some family time and working a little bit more, and that's it. That's all life stuff. And I wanted to share my experience. Is my experiences today, being back in my regular routine element of going to the gym and running my errands and everything like that throughout the day. I was in the gym. My client went to the washroom, and the lady that we see in there on the regular, who's she's lost a lot of weight. She goes pretty hard, working out all by herself. Pardon me, I'm eating my after workout meal, but she goes pretty hard working out, by herself and on her own. And she always just, I don't know her name, never had a conversation with her, but just it's sometimes with people in the gym, it's just one of those things where you just speak, because I respect that you here doing your thing, you respect that I'm here doing my thing. We always here doing our thing. How you doing? That's it. That's all. And but today she came over to me and she said, uh, what? She said, I know you're working out, but she said, if it's okay when I leave, can you kind of like walk me to my car? And I said, okay. I said, is everything okay? She said, well, that guy over there came and said something to me that, made me feel so uncomfortable. And she said, he always comes over and kind of lingers around me. But she's like, he said something to me that made me feel uncomfortable. And she's like, I know it's daylight and it's, in the middle of the day and everything. She's like, she's like, I would feel comfortable if someone, and she said, I just feel like you can, do that. And I said, sure. And so I worked out, and we kind of, I kind of just watched around, where she was at or whatever, and then walked out and everything. And the guy that she mentioned, I I don't want to say I know him, but I've talked to him a couple of times. He actually came up and asked me some questions, some manhood questions once a time or another. And so but his demeanor, how he comes across, how he carries himself looks a little, it could be alarming for someone, a woman. And so walked to her car, and she was like, "Thank you." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Have a good day." That was it. Got in my car, went to the grocery store. As I'm coming out of the grocery store, car pulls up behind my car. Excuse me. Can you tell me where I had to get to the hospital? And I said, the hospital? And the young lady said, yeah. She said, yeah, the hospital. And I'm looking at this girl. She has like a shiner right here, bruise right here. She's fair skinned, real frail looking, and I can see from where I am, my advantage, I can see like she has IV in her arm. There's a bunch of stuff in this truck that she's in. And I told her, I said, well, the nearest hospital is like in the next town, maybe like a good 10 minutes away at the most. And she said, well, you have the address? And I said, are you okay? And she said, not really. And she said, you know, I'm on, she said, I'm on the run, basically. And I was like, I said, okay. And she said, no, not like that. She said, just from an abusive situation. And she said, I just got out the hospital. And she said, and I was able to get, most of my belongings in this car and, my cat. And she said, so I need to get to the hospital because she said, I'm not feeling well. And she's like, so I'm going to a hospital. I need to go to a hospital. She's like, I'm not from here. And she said, but I drove all the way up here just to get away. She's like, and she said, you just look like the first person I could ask that would help me. And I was like, okay. And I told her and I gave her the address to the hospital. And, she said, I think I can find it in GPS. And I said, no, make sure you have it. And I said, because that's the closest one. And I said, in a little bit, they have their quality there. So I said, make sure you got the address. And she got that address and everything. She said, okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I said, you know what? I said, can I say a little prayer for you? And she said, man, I can use everything. She said, I can use everything, prayer, everything. And I was like, so pray for her, pray with her, whatever. And she drove off. And I thought about it. I said, man, I don't care what society says. Society's going to change over and over and over and over again. But men, we supposed to be protectors. We supposed to look out. I don't care how many women fight for this and fight for that. We still supposed to look out, because think about it. If this was your mother working out at the gym and she felt uncomfortable, or your sister, or your auntie, or your grandmother, or your cousin, or a niece, or your daughter, and they were feeling uncomfortable at the gym, would you just want somebody to be like, oh, well, whatever, turn a blind eye to it? Or would you want somebody to help them? You would hope that, and I'm not saying it has to even be a man that helps them, just somebody to help them if they need it. And if this was same instance, your mother, your daughter, your grandmother, your niece, your sister, your cousin, a friend, pull up behind you and pull up behind somebody and say, hey, can you tell me where the hospital is? And they look in distress. Would you not ask them, are they okay? Would you, I didn't want to pry, because again, it's none of my business, but, it only takes a few seconds to give something. We're supposed to be the protectors. We're supposed to be the builders. The world is supposed to look to us for certain things. So I don't care what society says. When it comes to the human order of things, we know what we're supposed to do. We shouldn't be creeping women out. They should be running to us for safety. I don't care, the strongest woman can still run to you for safety. Hell, the strongest man can still run to you for backup and safety. So let's not let the world push us into these directions where, oh, well, they always saying this. The women always saying that. There's some equality for you. It's like, no, man, no. Because if it's my mother, sister, relative, or somebody that I know, and they threaten, man, and in my personal life, my mom has been in a similar situation where she's had to run for her life, and she's been kidnapped before. My mom was a military woman. My mom was an army woman, and friends of mine, relatives of mine, they have been in these situations. you know hell, male and female, have been in hard situations. And so let's let's be human. Let's be human and think about if that was you or if that was someone you knew in those situations. And let's not turn a blind eye to those things, because you never know when someone is reaching out for help. That may be the last time that they reach out for help. And if they come to you, it's a reason that they're coming to you. Whether it's spirit, whether it's a light you give off, whether it's your aura, whether it's, you look like you can, handle things, no matter what. If a person comes to you for help, do the best you can by your head, your heart, or your hands to make sure you can be what's needed at the time. Don't get we can't get so caught up in the world and society and what society says things should do, because it's common sense. It's common sense. If someone is in danger and you can do something about it, even if it's call for help. I get it. Sometimes certain situations are so drastic and so hostile. You like, man, look, I got a wife and kids at home. I'm not trying to jump in between them. I get that. Call for help. Call for help. Call for help. You know, and I ain't trying to be funny. Throw a rock, throw a chair. But I just know me as a man. I would never allow anyone to get attacked in front of me. you know, now if two people are fighting and in an altercation and it was, provoked by each other, that's a whole different thing. unless I'm working, of course. um, you guys know I do private security, private protection, defense, and all that stuff. But one of my businesses. But if it's something like that, that's one thing. If it's a shootout or something like that, that's one thing. But it's somebody coming up and trying to talk to a woman, and the woman says no, and then they attack her. It's like, come on, man. You'd be like a coward just to stand there and allow that to happen. Because on another day, that could be your daughter, that could be your woman, that could be your mother, that could be anybody you know. And I'd be damned if somebody just let my mama get attacked, or my sister or my woman get attacked because they don't want to get involved. Call the police, kick them in their head. If they don't have nothing threatened, throw them across the room. I don't know. Just saying. Men, we're supposed to be protectors. Fight for your life.